Sounds like good. Good morning and welcome to the Indy Boomer Show. I'm Mary Pat McKee with Indy Boomer Magazine, and I'm sitting here this morning with Leslie Piper from the Hearth at Windermere.
Yes, the Hearth at Windermere. Yes. I'm Leslie Piper,
Yeah.
Marketing Director.
Yes.
We are located at 9745 Olympia Drive in
Right.
Fishers, between Cumberland and Mullencough, just off of 96th Street.
Exactly. It's a great location where you guys are located. And just in case, to let people know, we do have this show on the radio Monday through Friday at 4:30, and if you need the number is 317-576
1925.
1925. Almost had it. I remembered it a few minutes ago.
That's very good.
As you can see on the screen right now, we have our January issue of Bob and Tom that is out in most Kroger and Marsh stores in the Indianapolis and surrounding areas, so be sure and pick yourself up a copy of that. Great story. I almost said March because we're getting ready for the March issue, which of course will be out in March, but we've got some of the old Pacers from the ABA championship back in the 70s, so it should be a great issue, so you have something to look forward to. One thing we always want to do is we want to thank Jim Wofford Theater, Logan Street Signs and Banners for this opportunity to have this show so we can talk more about the stuff we want to talk about. And today we want to talk about the Hearth of Windermere. Great facility. I've been there many, many times. I love it. Tell us, give some background to people that aren't familiar with it. And we know where it is now, but tell us about the facility.
We are a licensed assisted living community. We have independent living, we have assisted living, and we also have memory care. So we have a continuum of care.
Correct.
And we have a lot of families in the Fishers area that bring their families in from out of town. We can help them transition.
Yep.
And it's a great safe place for mom and dad. We have a great family atmosphere, and we pride ourselves on that care. We have long-term longevity with our employees, and so, like I said, a home-like atmosphere.
Yeah, it truly is. One thing that I thought was very interesting that I really liked about your facility, and I know it's just a little thing, but outside of every room is like a shelf.
Yeah.
And on that shelf people put flowers or they put whatever they want, and it's just a way for them to I'm trying to think of the word.
Express themselves.
Express, exactly.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of the right word. I wanted to express themselves.
It's a great way for them to express themselves, and they can also. We have a door decorating contest. So.
Oh, do you really? When do you do that?
Time.
Oh, Christmas.
The residents vote on the funniest door and the prettiest door and that type of thing. But it's also a way to help them remember which one is theirs.
Right.
So yeah, we have a lot of events throughout the year where the residents are actually kind of in charge of the event, so they get to choose. When residents come in, we get to know them. We ask them what they want to do. And we found out that not everybody wants to play bingo every day. We have bingo, and bingo's big business. But we have a lot of other things. We try to offer specific things to meet specific needs. We had some residents that moved in that wanted to go to the casino. So, last week we took a casino trip, which went really well. They were winners, $280-some
Oh my
overall.
Goodness. So you're going to the casino again, I'm guessing.
We are going to the casino again. Yes. And we're planning on opening that up to a trip where we may take some friends and some other folks from the community with us. So check our website, which is www.thehearthatwindermere.com. And we'll have all of our events
events
there.
Are located on there.
So if we open up that casino trip to the community, that'll be on there.
Now, which casino are you going to? Indiana Grand or up in Anderson?
Up in Anderson.
Up in Anderson.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Great. Hoosier Park.
Hoosier Park.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, they came back winners, which is, it's good to even break even. So we had,
That's good to break even for
I know,
sure.
I know.
They expect you to lose, I think. That's
I know,
why they're so fancy.
exactly. That's the idea of the casino. But they had a great time.
Well,
so,
good.
Yeah.
You know, another thing that's interesting is the events that you do. You do a luau.
Yes.
And what other, tell us about your events that you guys do.
We have some exciting things coming up. I know we have one more for the winter that's exciting. We have a chocolate and wine tasting event.
Ooh.
Yeah, at our community on February 27th. But we have a lot of exciting things for spring. I know it's cold today, but we're thinking about spring already. Easter is one of our biggest events.
Okay.
And we have a huge Easter egg hunt. So come out, bring the kids, the grandkids, the great-grandkids, your neighbors, your friends. It's open to the community. Yes, everyone. We have the egg hunt. We have free lunch. We have a great lunch that's prepared, a brunch that's prepared by our chef. And we also have the Easter bunny for pictures with the kids. And we have this year, we're going to have local churches local church choirs in singing for us that day.
Okay.
Also. So it'll be a fun day of, activities and entertainment and food. Yeah. And then in April, we are bringing the casino to our building. Like I said, we just found out that was an interest that a lot of our seniors had. So
They like to gamble.
I
Sounds like
know.
to me.
I don't know. Yeah, but I think the wine and chocolate's going to be pretty popular as well.
I'm sure.
But we will have
That's something baby boomers like, wine and chocolate.
I know, right? Yeah. So definitely come out for February 27th is the wine and chocolate event.
Okay.
So we have a lot
sounds
coming
good.
up.
Okay.
And like I said, always you can find the things on our website. So
Okay. Well, Leslie, I know you and I were going to discuss a couple of different things for boomers to look for their parents. Boomers tend to be the ones that make decisions for their parents when it's time to move. And one of the biggest reason that I've always heard is safety. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially this time of year, I know we're looking at spring coming, but it's still winter in India, and it's still cold.
Right.
So there are a lot of special concerns with seniors in the wintertime, and you need to make sure that your loved ones have a network in case you can't be there. Maybe set up with neighbors or friends or even other family members in case you can't get to them and they need help with it snowing or extreme cold. You need to make sure that someone's checking on them.
Right,
And
right.
another huge concern with seniors in the wintertime is depression.
Yeah.
So just checking in with your family, even once a day, a short phone call can make a huge difference.
Right.
And they're not getting much sunshine, so vitamin D is a concern.
Yes.
And so even just drinking milk gets your vitamin D, whole grains, and there's some other ways to get your vitamin D as well. But
Right.
and socialization. Socialization is huge.
Yes.
And so that's one of the things in our community.
Well, and that's probably a lot of reasons why a
Yeah.
lot of them are depressed is because they have no socialization in the wintertime.
Yeah, they don't have as much access to transportation and or even if they're still driving, oftentimes they're afraid to drive.
Right.
And their friends aren't getting out. Their family oftentimes is not getting out as much either.
Right.
So there are transportation services. There's Hamilton County has a transportation service.
Yes, they do.
And so there are services that'll get them out and about. And like I said, our website has all of our events. We have many events that are open to seniors in all of Hamilton County.
Yeah, but the thing is, your events aren't just open for seniors; they're open for baby boomers as well.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely,
yeah.
yes. And the baby boomers, the events like the chocolate and wine, those are kind of centered towards our baby boomers.
Yeah,
more
like
so.
I said, I think you got them on that one.
Yeah, and our casino event too. Yeah, those are definitely. So we're hoping to have good turnouts for those events. But
Okay. Well, I'm sure that you will. We're definitely going to try and help and promote those. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back here in just a few minutes and talk a little more.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
may end up short.
Yeah,
No,
you're right.
we're there.
There we are. We're back again. Welcome back to the Indy Boomer Show. I'm Mary Pat McKee. I'm sitting here this morning with Leslie Piper from the Hearth at Windermere, which is over on Olympia Drive, which tells basically nothing. It's really Fall Creek and, 96 and almost Fall Creek. Mollenkoff
Between Mullenkoff and Cumberland
and
Road.
Cumberland.
Yes.
Okay, it's kind of, it's back there behind the CVS store.
Yeah, behind the CVS and the Dairy Queen.
I think it's a really well-hidden secret.
Yes.
Well, it's important that the Dairy Queen's there.
The Dairy Queen, yeah, that's a landmark that a lot of people know. So
Yes,
I
oh,
always
that's a good
use that,
point. That's a
yeah.
very
Yeah,
good
so-
point. I'm sorry. I'm talking about boring CVS, and you're talking about Dairy Queen, so yeah.
You know,
it's
ice
behind the
cream,
Dairy
yeah,
Queen.
yeah.
Okay. Well, before we get started, I want to talk real quick. I wanted to let everybody know Boomer TV is on Sunday mornings with Patty Spiller at 10:30 on CBS on on Channel 8. Excuse me, I could be slapped. I probably will be slapped for saying that. But it is Wish TV at Channel 8 on Sunday mornings at 10:30. So let's get back into it. We were talking before the break, we were talking about safety, depression, watching out for your parents, the seniors, the older folks in the community. What more can you add more to that?
Well,
Suggestions?
winter safety is just a huge concern for that population. Like I said, being sure that they have a network of people who can help them out,
Yes.
whether it's transportation or it's just checking on them. That daily phone call, just making sure that they're okay, but it also helps their mood.
Yes.
So, and there are lots of ways that you can find for, cheering them up in the wintertime and bringing those things into them that'll help with those depression issues. And like I said, just getting them out. If you can get them out to events, and there are lots of events on our website. There are a lot of events in the community for seniors. So.
Well, two things come to mind. One is there is the Hamilton County Transportation System that you can call and get information on that. There's also Prime Life Enrichment offers transportation. That is a Hamilton County 55 plus agency. I believe Noblesville 55 plus agency also has some transportation available as well. The other thing I wanted to point out is yesterday I substitute for Meals on Wheels. Don't know if you're familiar with that program,
Yes.
but they deliver quite a few meals, thousands of meals every year. I work particularly for the one in Hamilton County, but the couple people that I saw yesterday when I did the route, I will probably be the only person they saw that entire day.
Yeah. that's a
So,
good point.
and I don't take this as you will, but the one gentleman, I knew he didn't need the food, but I think his family set up Meals on Wheels, so he did have that one touch every day of somebody stopping by, make sure he's doing okay, dropping his meal off. So that's another thing to think about. It's not always about the food as it is having somebody
Right.
just checking on them.
The socialization, yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing that we've talked about, I know when I've been on your program in the past, is when you check in on mom and dad, there's certain things to look for
Yes,
to make sure that they're still okay living on their own.
yes.
Checking, even when you hug your mom or dad, you can kind of feel if maybe they've lost weight.
Mm-hmm.
They're not eating properly when they're
Right.
at home on their own, and then if depression's playing a part of that too. So you need to check and make sure that they're eating properly.
Right.
And check and make sure, just if you go to see mom and dad and maybe mom was an immaculate housekeeper and you show up and the house is a mess and, her hair's a wreck and, the cat's not been fed.
Yeah, there's something up.
Yeah, look for those changes in the house and just make sure that they're still keeping up the way that they used to, whatever their norm was,
Well, and we've discussed this many times on Hamilton County TV. I think, one of the biggest advantages, I think, to moving to a retirement community is the socialization.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Our parents are raised and brought up, and back in the old days, there were no retirement communities like what we have today. I mean, the Hearth of Windermere is a perfect example. I mean,
Yeah.
I would live there. Okay, it's great. But they think of a nursing home, and so they want to stay at home as long as possible. But it's not always to the best. I know safety is the biggest reason that people move, but the other one has got to be socialization.
Yeah.
Because it's depressing if you're stuck in the house all the time and you don't have anybody to talk to, and you can't call your kids because they're working, and you know how it is.
We oftentimes see people, their health actually improves when they come into our community because they've been home alone. They haven't had that socialization and they won't eat as much. Eating with a group is positive peer pressure. If you're
Right.
sitting there eating and I'm not, then I'm the odd man out. So if we're eating together, I'm more likely to eat.
Right.
And it's just the socialization helps them in so many ways. It brings them out of their shell. That population, our parents, they have things in common just by growing up in the same era. It's that generation.
Right.
They went through the same presidents, the same wars, the same, natural disasters. So they have that to talk about, even if they grew up in completely different areas of the country.
Yes. Well, my folks have been in a retirement facility, and it is amazing, how easy it is to make friends with people because of what you said. But the thing is, that generation did not change. It's not like the baby boomer generation that has changed drastically from the time we were born till now. The baby boomers have had to become adaptable. Technology is a perfect example of that. But when you think of our folks, not a whole lot changed. Some things changed, of course. They lived through the Depression, and that scenario and stuff. But they're not used to change. So I think that stigma of staying home and that's just the way they think in their mind. So let me go back. When I want to get onto a very bright, lovely subject of events. I like events.
Yes.
So let's go back to when is the luau?
The luau is always
June?
in August.
August. Okay.
Yes, we haven't set the exact date yet for our luau.
Okay.
But it's always in August, and
Okay.
it'll be on our website. We send out postcards. It's a huge event.
Okay.
We have Hawaiian dancers.
Yes.
Very elaborate Hawaiian dancers. We have great food that's prepared by our chef, and it's a really, really fun day.
Okay, that sounds good. And then you've got the wine and I want to say wine and
Wine and
canvas.
chocolate,
Wine and chocolate,
Wine and chocolate tasting event, and that is February 27th.
Right, and that's
then
coming up.
We have our big Easter event on March 19th.
Okay, very good.
So.
Want to remind everybody, this is, if you cannot see the show, you can hear the show on Hamilton County Radio, Monday through Fridays at 4:30 p.m. Also, you can also catch the show on demand, which we find is what a lot of folks are doing anymore, is catching the show on demand versus actually when we're doing it. So, thank you so much, Leslie, for coming. It's been a great having you here as usual, and we will see you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay.